Nas, what's up? How we doing, my man? Welcome on in. How's your week going? All right. Rachel, how's everything? Yeah, when I just tried to log on 5 minutes ago, something went wrong, so I had to restart it up. What's going on, guys? Nas, Rachel, anybody else in here? Welcome on in. When you get in here, guys, be sure to hit that like button. And if you haven't already, hit the subscribe. Welcome. I know it's been a while. Haven't been on since I think Monday Night Raw. And for those wondering, I will be on tonight after Friday Night SmackDown. Full review of Friday Night SmackDown back here on YouTube immediately following the show tonight. So I hope everybody's having a good week. Thank you, Nas. Appreciate that, bro. Yeah, appreciate that. Um, it's been a rough few days for you, Rachel. Hang in there. I hope things improve, whatever you're going through. Health wise, for me this week, I was under the weather a little bit, but that's minor. But hopefully everybody's having a relatively good week. We're going to talk a little bit about Friday Night SmackDown. All right, we're going to talk about what's in store tonight in London. I believe they're at the O2 Arena. And so we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about some of the rumors and headlines that came out of this morning as well from the last couple of days. So again, guys, welcome on in. Be sure to hit that like button. Subscribe if you have not already. And we're going to hang out. We're going to hang out for at least the next, I don't know, next 40 minutes or so. Hang around here till about 1 p.m. Eastern time and hang out and discuss things. So I hear you, Rachel. And that you will. That you will get. The OTC will be in the building tonight. We get CM Punk, Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns to do their contract signing. That's right, for their big match at WrestleMania, that triple threat. I still wonder if they're going to have a stipulation for that match. We also have a United States Championship match tonight. LA Knight versus Braun Strowman, which we all fully anticipate LA Knight to retain. And then the Street Profits defend their WWE Tag Team titles against Pretty Deadly. So, again, I think both champions retain. But that's not to say that both of these matches can't be good. I think this tag team match between the Street Profits and Pretty Deadly is going to surprise a lot of people. I think a lot of people still sleep on Pretty Deadly because either they're not crazy about their gimmick or whatever. But I think this is going to be a really good match. So I'm looking forward to that tonight as well. So whatever you guys want to discuss, feel free to drop it in the chat. What are you looking forward to tonight at Friday Night SmackDown? Again, want to discuss a couple other headlines that came out. Paige maybe returning to WWE. Saraya. Sean Ross Sapp was saying that she still had a number of months left on her deal, but apparently she's a free agent now, so no longer with AEW. And look, I like Paige, I like Saraya, but I gotta say, it was great to see her return in 2022 to pro wrestling, but it's probably a lackluster run. I think most would agree. So, again, guys, if you're new here, be sure to hit that subscribe button. If you have not already, pro wrestling fans, hit that subscribe, hit that like button when you make your way in here. And for the next half hour, 40 minutes, we're going to talk some SmackDown and other headlines. Little Fettuccine, what's up? What will be match of the night for Mania weekend, including NXT? Yeah, Stand and Deliver is going to be great as well, for sure, between Stephanie Vaquer and Obafemi and all them. But, actual match of the night, I'll be honest with you, whether or not Rhea's involved in that match or not, which I think she will be, I think the women's match is going to be phenomenal. Io, Bianca, and potentially Rhea. So that's one I'm personally looking forward to. It's going to be an exciting weekend, though. Again, guys, if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button. Again, I appreciate it. Make your way in here. Hit that like button, too. Hit that thumbs up, and we'll discuss things. Be staying off socials today. Yeah, that's right, Rachel. That's why I tried to get on here earlier today, so I didn't have to go on any social media platforms for the earlier recording of Friday Night SmackDown in London. So, but yeah, so we got some other news today as far as what's been going on lately. Also, we are definitely getting Evolution back, which we kind of knew the last couple of weeks. They're going to make the official announcement, said to be made before WrestleMania, so any week now, any day now, could be tonight, where they make mention that Evolution will be coming back. I believe July 5th. July 5th, it's supposed to be in Connecticut, from what I had heard, so that should be good. But again, guys, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. Looking to get to 800 before the end of the month. So what's the end of the month? Monday. So we're only about like 15 subscribers away or so from 800 subs. So be sure to hit the subscribe button, guys. Hit that like button. Make your way in here as well. But yeah, what are you guys looking forward to tonight on SmackDown? It should be a good show. Again, as I mentioned, the three advertised things is the contract signing for the triple threat at Mania, the U.S. title, and the tag team titles, which should be good. But as far as any other rumors and stuff, There wasn't a whole lot to discuss, at least this morning. Um, Brian Cage from AEW, I think he has a knee injury. He may be out for a little bit. What else do we have here? Again, Saraya is expected to go back to WWE. In what capacity, I don't know. Am I excited to see her go back to WWE? Perhaps. It'd be cool to see Paige back there, but I can't say I'm overly excited to see her back in the ring. I'll be honest. I wasn't crazy about her AEW run, and it wasn't even a booking issue for me. A lot of people get on Tony Khan, rightfully or not. But Saraya in ring, I'm glad she was able to make an in-ring return in 2022. But yeah, man, I wasn't overly impressed. Good for her. She got an AEW Women's title win in 2023 in Wembley, so good for her. But to add to her resume, but yeah, her wrestling has been, I don't know. Let's see here. Have I bought any new Cena merch? No, I have not. I have not. Over the summer, when he first returned at Money in the Bank, I got a couple small items, but nothing crazy. Tonight's match card, yeah, I was just mentioning before you got in here, the U.S. title match between LA Knight and Braun Strowman, and then the Street Profits versus Pretty Deadly. So that'll be cool. I'm really looking forward to the tag match. I think the tag match is going to be phenomenal. Obviously, the Profits are going to retain. I'd be shocked otherwise, being they just won the titles 3 weeks ago. But that said, it should be good. Let's see. Yeah, there's really no other crazy news as far as this morning. I'm looking here. Yeah, we're going to get Evolution any day now. But again, guys, welcome in. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button on the road to 800 subs. And if you have any comments, questions, concerns, WWE or not, drop it in the chat. Going to be here for the next half hour or so. So drop it in the chat. Let me know. Who wins the Seth Roman Punk match? Well, I think that specific match at Mania, I don't know, man. I think realistically, they all could use a victory in their own right, but I feel like Seth needs to win. Punk beat Seth on the Raw Netflix debut, right? Punk got that victory. And so Roman's had a stellar career in general, even though he hasn't held the title in the better part of a year. He was away for a few months after that. So yeah, I feel like Seth is going to win, regardless how that plays out in the match. I feel like Seth could use the victory the most, and I think Seth will get the victory. And then the biggest mystery of all is what's going to happen with Paul Heyman. A lot of people expect Heyman to leave Roman for, CM Punk and them reuniting, and I'm all for that. But I do think that we may be surprised and that Heyman shocks both of them and the audience when he aligns himself with Seth Rollins. So I think that's the juicier situation, juiciest out of the three. But not saying Heyman will be the reason Seth wins, but I do think they align. So I'm super interested for that. Let's see here. Evolution is supposed to come back July 5th. Evolution 2, the all-women's pay-per-view. They'll be making an announcement about that any day now. I believe it's going to take place in Connecticut, which is funny. They seemingly like to keep those pay-per-views in the tri-state area. I remember October of 2018, they had the first Evolution in Long Island. I believe it's at the Nassau Coliseum. I know it's definitely in Long Island. And I said, Seth needs nothing. I'm not a Seth fan. Yeah. I do think Seth is going to win that match. At this very moment, if I had to pick somebody, I do think Seth gets that victory. Where's The Rock? Rock's doing Rock things, man. Again, when they're back in the States next week, I think we'll see The Rock at least on one, if not two episodes prior to WrestleMania. Maybe a Raw here and there. I could see him showing up at the final Raw before Mania like he did last year. I was there for that in Brooklyn. And then we'll see. We'll see what happens. Yeah, the pay-per-view. Thought you meant the faction. What's up there, Rachel? Yeah, so I mean, if there's anything you guys want to pick my brain on or discuss in particular, go for it. Otherwise, thank you for being here, guys. Hit that like button, all right? If you haven't already, subscribed. If anybody new is in here as well. I think we'll see The Rock before WrestleMania. Yeah, I think at least once, Rachel, if not twice. We'll see him, obviously, probably the final Raw before Mania, like last year, and then maybe one other time. He was a lot more active last year because there was a lot more he was involved in, right? With Cody Rhodes, supposed to go up against Roman. Ends up, we had a tag team match on night one, the Bloodline Rules, all that stuff. I don't have Cena winning at Mania. I don't. I do not think he wins at Mania. I do think he gets the 17 at some point in time this year, but I don't see it happening at WrestleMania. What did I think of NXT this past Tuesday? Did I catch all of NXT? Yes, I did. I did catch NXT. I thought it was good. I will say, Rachel, I was surprised that I was very surprised that Stephanie Vaquer retained both of her titles. But you know me. I love her, and no objection to her winning both. So I thought if she lost any, it would be to Fallon Henley. Being they have the NXT title on her, and I thought she might drop. But I do like the Jordan Grace, Jada Parker back and forth. I think that's fun. That's going to be good and very physical. But I like the episode. Thought it was good. Thought it was good. I've been much more invested, and the men's stuff has been good. Don't get me wrong, but I've been much more invested in the women's stuff on NXT lately. Though I did love the sit down with Ricky Starks and Shawn Spears. I thought that was very, very well executed. Shawn Spears is so good, and so is Ricky. Two former AEW guys going back and forth in that little segment I thought was fantastic. So even if Shawn holds the title only for a very little bit, and eventually, I have a funny feeling Ricky Starks may dethrone Shawn Spears at Stand and Deliver or something like that. But as cool as it would be to see Ricky with the title, I kind of want to see Shawn with a lengthy reign. Because Shawn, not only is he a good character, but it gives him that much more validity when he has the championship. So I'm excited to see what Shawn Spears could do. Thoughts on the new Avengers Doomsday Cast trailer? Yeah, I haven't really checked that out, to be honest with you, so I can't even give you my 2 cents on that. 68. Welcome in, guys. Be sure to hit that subscribe button. Going to be here for the next half hour. We're talking all things pro wrestling. We're talking Friday Night SmackDown. Other rumors and headlines we're just discussing as well. Do you guys have any interest and intrigue to see Paige back in the WWE? Is that something that interests you in any regard, whether she's working behind the scenes, helping people in the Performance Center, being an on-air presence like she was 6-7 years ago as a GM? I don't know. Do you want to see her back in the ring? What do you want in regards to that? What's up, Chris? It's in London, England, in the O2 Arena. So that's what we got going on tonight. LA Knight versus Braun Strowman, Street Profits, Pretty Deadly. All titles are on the line, and then we have the contract signing with Roman, Seth, and CM Punk. So that's what we got cooking tonight. Are you going to be on TikTok next before? Yeah, if I do, I'm going to try my best, Rachel. I may hop on TikTok for a half hour or so. If I am on there, it'll probably be brief after this. I may pop on from 1 to 1:30. Favorite SmackDown match of all time? I have not one in particular. Feel free to share yours. That's why it's on early. Correct. That's why it's on early. We're going to try to avoid all spoilers today. I know I'll do my best. I was good last Friday. The Friday previous, I unfortunately found out the main event a little early, but I was good last week. So, Profits versus Deadly sounds good. Oh, it's going to be very good. Street Profits versus Pretty Deadly. It's going to be a great tag team match. Again, I feel like a lot of people don't give Pretty Deadly their just due because they either think their gimmick is ridiculous or silly, and it is. I think they could use a slight tweak, to say the least, of a gimmick change and all that. But when push comes to shove, Pretty Deadly is a great wrestling duo. They're in ring. I'll be reading all spoilers after the show's over. I think LA Knight and Street Profits will keep their belts. Yeah, they'll both retain, Rachel. Absolutely. No doubt about it. You ain't watching until tonight. All right, Chris. Eddie vs. Edge ladder match was your favorite SmackDown match? Cool. Very nice. That's what's up. Welcome in, guys. Be sure to hit that subscribe button. Again, hit the like. I know there's at least a few of us still in here. Be sure to hit that like button, guys. Thumbs up. Hit the subscribe. On the road to 800 subscribers. Trying to get that secured by Monday. That'd be a nice milestone to hit. And so just, chime in. I'm talking all things pro wrestling. Subscribe. Hit the like button. And welcome in. Looking at the WrestleMania card right here. I think we're still set for 6 matches right now. Yeah, it's just the 4 title matches, the triple threat, and then was it? Yeah, and then the Randy Orton Kevin Owens match. What do you think of AEW? Do you think Bobby and Shelton going to turn on MVP and turn face? No, I don't think so, Rachel. I don't think anything's going to happen. The silliest thing in the world would be to separate MVP from Bobby and Shelton, because yeah, I don't know why they're doing that little angle. It's fun. It makes you wonder with the MJF stuff, but no, I think it would be detrimental to remove MVP from Bobby and Shelton. Not to say that Bobby and Shelton can't get it done on their own, but they're that much more powerful when they're all together. So no, you gotta keep them together. Hopefully, we get the Cedric Alexander joining them whenever his 90 days or whatever is up from being removed from WWE. Hopefully, we get the whole Hurt Business, the whole Hurt Syndicate now becoming, the former Hurt Business in WWE, now the Hurt Syndicate. You got to keep them together. Got to keep them together. Who will be the next member of the Bloodline? Good question. I mean, yeah, we know that Hikuleo and Lance Anoa'i have been signed for quite some time. They have not been on screen, but again, also, what is the rush? My thing is this: whenever it happens, it happens. The Bloodline's never going away. It's not just a storyline; it's a family, right? It's a real thing. So, um, I'm patient. I'm not chomping at the bit, though I am excited for them whenever that happens. Do we have a Brawl contract signing tonight? I'm sure we do have a lot of physicality, Chris. I'm sure we do, man. I'm sure things are going to get out of hand like it did last Friday on SmackDown, right? That's what happened with Roman, Punk, and Seth. So we get the contract signing. Assume all three will put pen to paper, and we'll go from there. Again, guys, welcome in. Be sure to hit that thumbs up when you get in here, guys. Promise it doesn't cost you anything, but a second of your time. Hit the subscribe as well. All right, if you're new here, you're a wrestling fan. We talk all things wrestling, present, past, you name it. So hit the subscribe. All right, on the road to 800 subs. I think you'll be there for member. Who's that, Rachel? Are you saying Hikuleo or Lance Anoa'i for talking about the Bloodline? But yeah, I mean, I wonder when Tonga Loa comes back. I mean, Jacob Fatu, Tama Tonga, Solo and Jacob, they're still probably well on their way to splitting. When's that going to happen? Is that a match I would like to see on Mania? Jacob and Solo? Absolutely. But time-wise, I don't think that's going to happen. What is my favorite Mania pay-per-view of all time? I got quite a few. I really do. And honestly, 39 and 40 were fantastic. They really were. But man, the last two were great. It's probably a middle of the pack Mania, but I enjoyed WrestleMania 14 because Austin beat Shawn Michaels. I tell people this all the time on my TikTok lives. I'm asked the question at least every other live. When Stone Cold beat Shawn Michaels, he got the fast 3 count by Tyson. When he turned on DX, the Enforcer, and raised Austin's arm in victory in the Boston Garden in '98. Yeah, WrestleMania 14. So that's my favorite Mania because of that. Again, if I go match for match, it probably doesn't even make a lot of people's top 10 WrestleMania 14, but it's one that sticks in my mind. Talking about the Hurt Business, Cedric Alexander. Yeah, exactly, Rachel. That's what I was saying. Cedric, when he's readily available, and no longer, what is it, 60 or 90-day clause. Whenever that's up, I'm sure he is going to join AEW. For the simple fact of the matter, joining the Hurt Syndicate, it's going to be great seeing them all reunited in AEW, man. They have been one of the bright spots in the last 5-6 months easily. Even before they got gold a couple months ago against Private Party, Bobby Lashley, Shelton Benjamin, MVP, they've all been presented as important. They've been a very good tag team. They've done good in singles as well. And I can't wait to see Cedric get that respect, What's up, Perry? How we doing? Good seeing you in here. Welcome back. New Bloodline will destroy Strowman, you say? Okay. Yeah, Jacob Fatu and Strowman, they've had quite the back and forth for the last 2 months, dating back to around the time of Saturday night's main event, right, in San Antonio. So, yeah, we'll see. Rachel says, my dream is to go to a WrestleMania live once the feelings. Yeah, again, when I was there last year, Rachel, there's nothing quite like being there. I finally made it to a WrestleMania last year, and the whole weekend was just phenomenal. Night one was cold, but it was fun nonetheless. Great weekend. Guys, if you're new here, pro wrestling fans, old and new, hit that subscribe button, all right? We're talking Friday Night SmackDown going into tonight. We're talking some wrestling headlines, rumors, and all kinds of good stuff. If you want to discuss whatever you want wrestling-wise, drop it in the chat. And again, hit the subscribe button, hit that like button, thumbs up. I'm going to be here with you for the next 20 minutes or so. We've been on for about 20 minutes, 20 more minutes. So welcome on in. Yeah, Nas, I love their theme song. It's a great song. They are dope. Yeah, they're easily one of the best things in AEW. Toni Storm has been phenomenal. Everything about her character and ring work and all that stuff. Hurt Syndicate have been great. And then there's a lot of bright spots here and there. Women's wrestlers, men's wrestlers, and all that. The fact that H didn't want to get them back together is so sad. Yeah, I hear you. Yeah, that was a major L in regards of, again, Vince not letting them get to where they needed to be and broke them up relatively quickly, the Hurt Business. And then, yeah, Triple H not putting them back together. That was disappointing because they were money, man, quite literally. They're going to end his career. All right. I think the new bloodline is capable of such. I don't know about the new bloodline unto itself. I mean, you just have Tama Tonga there, but Jacob Fatu is obviously a problem for sure. Chris said, I heard, you heard who's returning? He had a knee injury. Can't remember his name. Yeah, let me know who, well, you don't remember his name, but who are you talking about there? Are you talking about Ilya Dragunov? Is that who you're talking about? Ilya Dragunov? Adam Page goes to WWE. Who would you like his first feud to be with? If Adam Page ever went to WWE, Rachel? Man, who could I see? I don't know. Why not a babyface Hangman versus a heel Drew? Since they both had one thing in common for sure, and that was they didn't care for CM Punk, right? Yeah, Chris, back to Ilya Dragunov. I can't wait till he's back, man. He's one of my favorites for sure on the main roster. Well, new people on the main roster. So it's unfortunate he went down with that knee injury around September, right? Around there. But he's going to be a force, man. I could see him with gold before the year's end. Who's the next member of Judgment Day? Yeah, so 68. So if Aleister Black isn't being brought in on Monday Night Raw and being either a member or the new leader of Judgment Day, it seems like he may be going to SmackDown from the latest vignettes. Yeah, if they're not adding anybody new or of significance like an Aleister Black to Judgment Day, they need to can it. You know, they need to dispose of the group. It ran its course. They had a couple different versions over the last 3 years, and it's time. You know, it's time to wrap it up. Regardless what happens with Dom and Liv and Raquel, once they drop the titles, they could just part ways. One could turn on the other. Carlito could go join another faction, like he's faction hopping. LWL, Judgment Day. What's next? And then, yeah, and JD McDonough's still out, and Finn's gonna go his own way soon. So we'll see. We'll see. Yeah, that would be a great feud. Adam Page and Drew one day, right? Triple H said he had no time for the Hurt Business. He's busy showing. Yeah, I hear you, Nuz. I hear you. Look, no one's perfect, but yeah, well, I'm definitely have not been crazy about the fact that you know, they didn't do anything with the Hurt Business and reunite them. If you remember, they teased the Hurt Business coming back together, but they didn't actually do it for a little bit. I think they put Cedric and Shelton back together for a little bit last year, sometime like that. Finn or AJ needs a title run. Yeah, that window's growing closer for AJ. Excuse me, guys. AJ Styles, he'll be retired in about 2 years, he said. June of 27, he turns 50. He said he wants to be retired before then, so AJ for sure. Finn as well. Finn's not much behind AJ age-wise, right? Welcome in, guys. Be sure to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. On the road to 800 subs. Hit the subscribe. Hit that like button, guys. Hit that thumbs up in the corner. Thank you. Anything else you guys want to discuss in these next 15 minutes, let me know now. All right? Who will be seen as next feud? It's hard to say. It really is. He's got a lot of people to really get to, old and new. So I don't know. Day after WrestleMania, we'll see. But I really don't. I don't know what direction they're going to go with Cena. Does he win the title? Does he not? If so, who does he feud with? It's a tough question to answer there. 68. Finn only won 2 singles matches. Yeah, excuse me, guys. I did read that, Rachel. I did read that. Hurt Business versus Bloodline would have been special. Yeah, Nas, we almost got that. What was it? Going into Survivor Series 2021, was it, right? And they were all supposed to be champions, or were champions. Bobby and Roman and Cedric and Shelton and the Usos. I know, man. I know. Hurt Syndicate, and that would have been great. Balor's 43. Okay. What's up there, Wiccan? Yeah, so Balor's 43. So, all right. So he's got a few years behind AJ, who's about to turn 48. So AJ's 47, Balor's 43. So hopefully Balor doesn't... I don't think Balor would retire anytime soon because he's obviously in great shape as well. Chris says Finn definitely because he never got his rematch a long time when he won. Yeah, referring to SummerSlam 2016. Universal title when his shoulder popped out, right? That was a wild scene, man. Wild scene. Who would I like to see get booked for Cena's final run? Cena 8, yeah. I feel like that's one that a lot of people forget. You know, we all want to see Cena Orton or Cena Punk, but yeah, Cena AJ, absolutely, right? That really got AJ going early in his WWE career. So yeah, that'd be fun. I'm here for it. How long do you think Shotzi will be out with the torn ACL? So did she tear her ACL again, Wiccan? Because I know she hasn't been featured on TV in a couple weeks. Did she hurt herself again? Because isn't that where what she hurt herself early last year? Was it the same knee or a different knee? Jesus, she's out again. I don't know, brother. You know, when I saw Tatum and Gigi on NXT the other day, I was wondering where she is. She did it in February. Dude, Shotzi's just, I hate to say it, man. That's the thing. Like, is it the same knee or is it a different knee? Either way, you've seen it happen with Dakota Kai. You've seen it happen with Tegan Knox numerous times. I feel like once you get one knee injury, then you favor the other so much during rehab, and then you come back and either re-aggravate that same knee or injure the other knee that you're putting so much pressure and power on and dependency. It's tough, man. When you're in a field like pro wrestling and sports in general, knee, ankle injuries, they're so hard to come back from, man. Don't know? Okay. Well, yeah, I figured as much when I didn't see her on TV the last couple of weeks when we've seen Tatum and Gigi. Because I really like that trio they had put together for quite a few weeks. It was cool, but damn. I don't know how long she'll be out, Wiccan. I assume she'll be out probably almost the full term as far as, that requires the ACL, the 8-9 months, as she basically was the first time around when she returned, December, early January? That's a damn shame. Chris says Logan versus Cena would be great. Yeah, it would. Regardless what people think about Logan Paul. Look, I'm not talking about, you want to go out and have a cup of coffee or have a beverage with him, but the bottom line is Logan gets it done in the ring. And he's decent on the mic, He's decent on the mic. So, yeah, I don't mind Logan Paul at all, man. Say what you want about him as the person. I think he's great in ring. He really is. Welcome in, guys. Be sure to hit that subscribe button. All new subscribers, be sure to hit that subscribe. Welcome in. Hit that like button as well. Appreciate the thumbs up, guys. Everything definitely helps the channel out. I've been on since Monday, since the review. I figured I'd pop on for a little bit, another 10 minutes or so. I will be here tonight, guys. Immediately following SmackDown, we get a relatively good crowd. Friday night SmackDown review will be here with you right after the show ends. So probably 10 after, about 11:15 Eastern time. I'll be on here tonight talking all things Friday night SmackDown full review. Rachel says she wants to see Randy versus Cena one more time. Me too, Rachel. As I said back to last summer when Cena announced his farewell tour, I wanted to see Cena Orton at least one more time, maybe at Mania. But hey, Cena said he got bigger things. He wants 17 at Mania. Nas is saying, I'm not saying it's easy to be a booker. I would be better than anyone, but sometimes it's very head scratching. Yeah, I agree. Nobody's perfect, that's for sure. Nas, it's a hard job. It really is. But at the same time, there are some head-scratching, obvious moments. Like, talking about the Hurt Business. Like, let's just say me and you personally could care less about the Hurt Business, which couldn't be further from the truth because we actually both like the Hurt Business, right? Even if you're not the biggest fan of it, you got to see how over they were in 2021. Shelton and Cedric and Bobby Lashley, led by MVP. Now, they were a force without Gold, but when Bobby won the WWE title, and then, Cedric and Shelton were the Raw Tag Champs, how do you not see money there? How do you not see money there? So, everybody wanted to see a feud with them and the biggest faction in all of WWE, which was the Bloodline. And it's almost like Vince got scared at the time and was like, oh, we can't have them rival them or almost feel as important or more than the Bloodline. So they dumbed them down by dethroning them all and breaking them up, which was terrible. But yeah, how do you not see that as something that should be showcased on a weekly basis? Chris says, I want Cody versus Randy at SummerSlam. Okay. Yeah, Chris said that's another match. 2 matches I've been advocating for months, as a lot of my live watchers here on TikTok and YouTube could attest to since last summer, is I want to see Cody and Randy, and I want to see Cena and Randy. And I was hoping we got Cody and Randy at the Rumble and Cena and Randy at Mania. But nonetheless, I don't care when it happens. Just hopefully, especially with Cena and his farewell tour, it seems, unless he does stick around longer, which I doubt. I want to see both of them take place in 2025. Wiccan asks, how do you see NXT handling the North American women's title? I would say Fatal 4-Way. Yeah. Right, Wiccan. Or even a triple threat, right? As long as there is somebody outside of the challenger and Stephanie herself. Yeah, I could see that happening. Could we get I think Fallon Henley, after she lost the other night, is probably completely out of it, right? And could we get a Stephanie and Jordan and somebody else at least? Now, if you looked at the face-off at the end of the show with Stephanie and Jordan, you saw Jordan eyeing up not the North American title. Jordan was eyeing up the NXT title. So I don't know if she'll even be in the North American conversation. But yeah, regardless who the opponents are, I think it's fair to say at Stand and Deliver, as long as she goes in with both titles, I'm assuming she's going to defend both titles, right? So I could see Stephanie do a triple threat or fatal four-way. And I wonder if they would do a winner take all again. If that were to happen, then I would have to assume Stephanie would retain. Um, I don't think they would have two double champs in that short window of time because it's such a special thing, right? But yeah, some along them lines. Wish the Hurt Business never left WWE. I hear you, Chris. Look, I have no problem with them, getting back together and doing their thing elsewhere. It's just a shame that WWE did not capitalize on their full potential as a faction. Because even if you were not a fan, again, of the Hurt Business, you could not deny their greatness as a group. They meant something, whether you cheered for them or not. They meant something. They felt important. MVP made sure of that. You got to give MVP his credit, man. And MVP is doing a great job making sure they remain important and relevant on AEW. And that's why I don't think they're going to fall by the wayside in AEW, because MVP won't allow it. If it was just Shelton and Bobby or Cedric, based on Tony Khan and whomever he has booking things, I'd be worried for them. But with MVP there, he's not going to let that slide. So that's why I do believe they have succeeded and will continue to succeed in AEW. Chris is, in the future, I would want to see Alba versus Roman in the ring. Okay. Yeah, I mean, back to 6 years ago, what was it, Survivor Series 19, where we saw NXT involved, and we saw that Keith Lee, Roman Reigns face-to-face. We were all hoping for that feud one day, but hopefully we didn't get that, unfortunately. It didn't really work out for Keith Lee in WWE for a variety of reasons on the main roster. But I hope, a Roman versus Alba one day would be a lot of fun, too. Said you were a big fan of Bobby in WWE, like Brock versus Bobby a long time ago. Okay, cool. If you remember, back in even 2022, there was a lot of back and forth between Seth and Brock and Bobby then even. So, yeah, they mixed it up even relatively in the last couple of years. Appreciate you guys being with me. Going to hang with you for about 5+ more minutes or so until about 1 o'clock Eastern time. Guys, if you haven't already, hit that like button, all right? Excuse me, guys. Getting off with a little cough here. Hit that like button, guys. Hit that subscribe button. And, again, thank you for being with me here this last half hour. Be here again tonight, guys. Immediately following Friday Night SmackDown. Cena turning face after WrestleMania would be a letdown. I agree, Nas. It's too soon. We all kind of know it's the inevitable that he'll go back to babyface before his farewell tour ends. But, I would have him be heel at least until July. Now, if he turned again, I think he's babyface certainly before we go into September. Again, I said as early as May, but no later than September 1st. But yeah, give it a couple months. You know what I mean? It's still so fresh. Him turning babyface, and not even, what was that? He turned heel, March 1st? So him turning babyface like April 20th, April 21st, not even 2 full months would be a major letdown. You got to let it go into the summer, at least midway through the summer. That's my thoughts. That's my thoughts. Chris says, do we see Paul turning Roman? Again, could it happen at that match? Absolutely. I do think it happens at Mania. Where is a better time for Paul Heyman to turn on Roman than WrestleMania? Realistically, whether he joins Punk, whether he shocks a lot of us and joins Seth Rollins. So yeah, why not? Why not? And the biggest thing for us to watch out for is the simple fact that Roman's kind of almost anticipating, and they've been highlighting and showcasing this Punk-Heyman relationship dating back to prior to War Games, where Heyman brought in Punk as the fifth person to help out Roman's team, right? To help them out with Jay and Jimmy and Sammy, and to help out the OG bloodline. And a lot of us, even Roman, probably even assumes and has this guard up that look, he may leave me for CM Punk, but if it is Seth Rollins, that would shock and infuriate a lot of people, kayfabe or not. So we'll see. But I'm going to be here for about 5 more minutes, guys. Got any more questions, comments, concerns, drop it in the chat. Again, thank you for being here, guys. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button, hit that like button, hit the thumbs up on the live here. And again, I'll be back tonight after the Friday Night SmackDown concludes, and for a full review, as I always do, Mondays and Fridays after Raw and SmackDown. Nas says, put the championship on Cena, have him drop at SummerSlam. Okay. Could do that. We saw that happen last year. Bayley dropped there. She won it at Mania. Priest dropped there. He won it at Mania. I feel like we always see a major title change at SummerSlam. And it could be Cena. You could. I guess that's the biggest question. I think Cena wins the title regardless in 2025. When, I'm not so sure, but does he run number 17 as a heel, or does he run number 17 as a babyface? I don't know. What's up, Nas? I'm not sure yet. I'm not sure if I'm going over to TikTok for a little bit. I'll see. I'll know soon though. If I do go to TikTok, I'll be there by 1:15. If I'm not there, then yeah, I'll just be on here later tonight. Maybe there later as well. Yeah, I can see Paul turn on Roman. Paul helps Seth win or go with The Rock. Yeah, right. Or if not Seth outright, go with The Rock. What if they both align themselves? That'd be crazy, right? After that whole back and forth with Seth and Rock last year, who takes the title from Lyra and when? Yeah, so there's been no formidable opponent, right, Wiccan? I mean, Dakota's kind of out of the picture. Could it still be an Ivy Nile? I don't think we could rule Ivy Nile out yet. There's part of me that kind of wants to see Ivy Nile win that title, really. I think she's been portrayed as relatively important enough in the mid card lately, and win, lose, or draw, she comes off as a presence. And personally, I wouldn't mind seeing Ivy Nile be the one, really. If they're not running the whole Becky Lyra feud, and I thought Becky would lose. Now, I forget if it was you, Wiccan. It might have been you or somebody else earlier in the week that said you wouldn't mind seeing Bayley. Somebody said they wouldn't mind seeing Bayley dethrone Lyra and then maybe eventually, lose to Roxanne. I could see that too. But yeah, I don't know. I'd rather see somebody in the mid card beat Lyra right now, like an Ivy Nile. Now, if not her, I'm not sure who. Appreciate you guys being here. I'm going to hang about 3 more minutes or so, guys. Be sure to hit the subscribe button, all right? Pro wrestling fan, old or new, welcome in. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. And I'll be back tonight, immediately following Friday Night SmackDown. Full review here, guys. Again, hit the subscribe, hit that like button. Them giving her airtime to talk is pushing in the right direction. Yeah, I'm excited to see what's going to happen. But yeah, when will Lyra drop? It's anybody's guess. I don't think it happens at Mania. I really don't. But if they have Bayley defeat her, maybe to elevate it or bring it more relevance than it's obviously been the last couple of months. Partially Lyra's fault, but not really. I mean, yeah, is she a little boring? Sure. But at the same time, she hasn't been booked all that incredibly in the mid-card for the women. The IC title or the US title. The only reason Chelsea Green, you may say her reign is slightly better is not necessarily because of the matches, or it's because she has more personality. Chelsea Green is a major, major personality. Whereas Lyra isn't. She kind of falls by the wayside personality-wise. Awesome entrance, love her gear, good wrestler, but obviously she's a little boring, But I like her nonetheless. All right, guys, 2 more minutes. I'm out of here. Thank you for joining me today. It's been a lot of fun on YouTube. Again, I know it's been a couple of days, but figured I'd check in live here, see what you guys are up to on this Friday afternoon. Her run hasn't been as bad as Knight's. Yeah, it's fair to say, Wiccan, right? All joking aside, I mean, I know a lot of LA Knight fans would not care for our comments or feelings on that, but yeah, you're right. You're right. Just because he's a super overact, yeah, I agree. And I hope for a better second U.S. title reign than he had the first few months from August to November. But yeah, I mean, there's not I don't spot any lies in that comment. I really don't. All right, guys, I'm going to wind down here. Thank you for joining me today. I will be back tonight, immediately following Friday Night SmackDown here on YouTube, around 11:15 or so p.m. Eastern Time tonight after SmackDown. Full review of the show, guys. So if you haven't already, please hit that like button in the corner. Please hit the subscribe, all right? And also, you can follow me on all my other social media accounts, all right? Instagram, TikTok, X, and Facebook at Turnbuckle, TOPIX. Read a few more comments here. Chris says, I can see Paul help Seth win. Paul Heyman, and would love to see Stone Cold in the match. Okay. Very cool. Very cool. Yeah, I'd love to see Stone Cold in some regard, whether it's helping Cody or whatnot at WrestleMania. That'd be pretty cool. But, all right, guys, thank you for joining me here today. I will catch you tonight, immediately following SmackDown, back here on YouTube. Avoid those spoilers, guys, because it's going to be on early today in London in the O2 Arena. So there will be a lot of spoilers as the international tour winds down over the next few days. But thank you for being here today, guys. Haven't hit the subscribe, hit the like, and I will see you tonight on YouTube immediately following SmackDown. Take care.